Hello and welcome to another gauge demo from fipgauges.com. Today we're taking a look at my first gauge that doesn't actually output anything from an aircraft. So we're looking at frames per second. That's the frame rate within the flight simulator. And we're able to read those variables and produce it in a gauge. Now, the S buttons on this gauge are not being used, so you're free to program those to do whatever you like. Now, the right dial is used for the menu control. The blue LED is the indicator of the nearest hardware control for the menu, and we can activate the menu by turning the right dial to the right clockwise, and that turns the menu on. First option in the menu is version and information. You can activate this by turning the left dial, and that will show you the current version of the gauge plus some other information about the gauge menus. We'll turn that off for now. Right dial, the next option is the side buttons, so we can turn side buttons and labeling on and off. The buttons and labels can be programmed in SPAD.neXt, and there's a separate tutorial for that. We'll turn those off for now. The next option in the menu is the warning volume. Now, when the frames per second drops below the warning needle, and this is adjustable on the left dial, you will hear a warning sound. So let's turn this up to full volume. And we'll come out of the menu, and then we use the left dial to set the warning needle. And when the warning needle is above the FPS, you'll suddenly start to hear it alarm. Now, every 5 seconds, it'll alert while the frames per second is below. Now, the volume control simply adjusts the volume of that warning sound, so you can turn it down a bit. Okay, so let's turn the warning dial down so it doesn't alert. I'm going to set mine to 25 frames. You also see the actual frames alarm here in the bottom left hand corner, and you're seeing the actual frame rates as well in the top, as well as the analog needle for that as well. Now let's jump back into the menu, and the last option in the menu is to turn the glass reflections on and off, and we can turn that on and off with the left dial. It will turn off the glass reflections on all my gauges, so it's a toggle that interacts with every gauge. Okay, so that's pretty much it. If you have a system that's outputting more than 100 frames per second, then bully for you. You definitely won't need this gauge. Really only if you're getting reasonably poor frame rates and you want to keep an eye on it, or you want to tweak your system and you want to have a gauge that's monitoring frame rates instead of putting up the little numerical text on the screen. This is much more visual, and with the alert as well, it's quite useful when you're flying around. The alert tone will tell you when your frame rates are dropping below your desired levels, and then you can potentially go in and tweak your settings. Okay, I hope you found that little demo useful. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and come back and check out more of our videos soon. Thank you.